Welcome to DC. 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 Welcome to DC.
This is Hog Farmer Chris from the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation. And before you start listening to Redzone in the Lab, check out our Amazon Smile, a simple way to support the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation every time you shop, and it's no cost to you.
We're back! Welcome back to Redzone in the Lab with Deuce.
Welcome to a brand new season of the Redzone in the Lab podcast, where nothing is off the table. We will be discussing entrepreneurship, education, Black history, health, movies, family, and of course, sports. So do yourself a favor, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on all social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, you can always visit us at redzoneinTheLab.com.
Welcome to DC. You know we're down at the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly. I'm taking it slightly. Now you don't act, or you won't be right back. Well, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC.
Welcome back to Redzone in the Lab podcast. I am Deuce, and today we got, of course, CeeLo. DT is in the building. Our special guest on our Commanders pregame show is my man, the infamous, the VIP, Mr. South himself. What's good, man? How you doing?
Hey, good. How y'all doing?
Good, man. CeeLo, DT, what's good, man? How y'all hanging, man?
Doing well, bro. It's already Thursday. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's Thursday here.
It's crazy.
Good, DT.
We hype, bro. Getting ready for another matchup this week, man.
Yeah, Indianapolis Colts this upcoming. We are at, what is it? St. Lucas Oil Stadium. That's the name of it in Indianapolis.
Okay.
St. Lucas Oil
It's not
Stadium.
St.
man.
Lucas.
I think it's just Lucas.
I think it's just Lucas, man.
They would appreciate that. You made them you didn't ordain them as a. Yeah, that's funny.
Lucas, that's funny. Yeah, Lucas Oil Stadium, man. We here on the Commanders pregame show. Yeah, man. So 2-game winning streak. Beat the Bears. It was ugly. A lot of people were saying, yeah, Bears sorry. But then the Bears came out Monday night and put a shellacking on the Bill Belichick Patriots, put up over 30 points. So now all of a sudden, what I want to say, now the Bears not that bad. I heard that in the space earlier today. Now all of a sudden they ain't that bad. So now, and then we go, and then we play the Green Bay Packers, beat Aaron Rodgers, the 2022 debut of Taylor Heineke, the legend, and now Hall of Famer Taylor Heineke. He came in, he stepped in. We kind of talked about that post game. But now coming up, not Matt Ryan. It is going to be Sam Ehlinger, a 2-year player, and I think he went to Texas. He's more like a dual threat quarterback. I believe he also ran track. So that's something that we've always had issues with. So before we get into there, let's just talk about the whole Matt Ryan experiment. We got Riri in the building. What's up, Riri? What's good? We got Och with Heineke, the legend. What's good, Och? Welcome to the show. So South, Matt Ryan. Let's talk about Matt Ryan and his. Was it a benching, an injury? Is going back and forth, but now you hearing that he might retire. So, what's going on?
Man, Matt Ryan. So I live in Georgia. I live in Atlanta. So I've seen first.
Shout out to the Coca-Cola plant.
Well, this is Kith. This is actually Kith, not Coca-Cola.
Okay.
So hey, shout out Kith. You see me? Send me some stuff. uh, but Matt Ryan, so in Atlanta, they call him Noodle Arm here, like for a couple of years, just because he can't throw that ball. I mean, he can't throw what he used to throw, like, and he gets nervous. So he always, if you hit him about a couple of times in the pocket, he starts patting the ball. He starts just patting the ball, and he gets scared. And it doesn't matter if, I mean, it's kind of like what we saw with Carson. Even though our line has been playing better, but like when he was in there, it was like our line was playing so bad. It's kind of like that. Am I surprised that they benched him? Yeah, because Sam Ellinger doesn't have any NFL experience. So to me, that kind of says like they're tanking. They're trying to get a high draft pick. They're trying to get a quarterback in there because the Colts are way, if you look at what they did last year compared to what they're doing now at the same point, they're way worse. They're terrible. Matt Ryan threw that. I mean, it was a nice pass. I think it was like in the fourth quarter, with like a few seconds left, or maybe it was in overtime. I forgot. But they won that game on that play, and then, but like they're not what we thought they were supposed to be. And I think Jim Irsay, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's calling the shots in Indy. I don't think the coaching staff has much say on like what quarterback to play, and he's just trying to save face, like, oh, maybe Matt Ryan's hurt, so we can't play him, because it's basically his idea to get rid of Wentz and get Matt. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they're not in a good situation.
How you feel about it, DT?
So this is pretty interesting, right? So the whole off season has been the year of a lot of quarterback movement, where it was trades, free agency, or the draft. And when we saw the Matt Ryan trade from Atlanta to the Colts, a lot of the media, national media per se, they saw this as a huge upgrade. But to me, I didn't see no upgrade for the Colts. There was a lot of problems that the Colts were trying to hide the fact by just blaming Carson Wentz last year. Try to blame everything on Carson Wentz when in fact, like, the offensive line, they were up and down last year. The defense gave up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. Pass defense was horrible. The only thing good was Jonathan Taylor had that crazy year last year. So when you look at this team right now, there's a lot of inconsistencies, and you having Matt Ryan, who is not an upgrade over Carson Wentz, only because of youth and arm talent. And you look at him now; he's kind of running for his life right now. And the same for Carson Wentz, but at least with Carson Wentz, we have seen him at least play 3 good games. I can't name one game from the Colts this year that Matt Ryan had a good game, and it's a bad situation because the Colts. When you look at the Colts, they're pretty much like us, a team that's trying to search for the signal caller and still trying to build a team. And whenever things are going wrong, we're trying to figure out, okay, what is Plan B? And right now, they're going with Sam Ellinger, a guy who played at Texas in the Big 12 Conference. Kind of reminds me of Heineke.
That's his
Heineke.
NFL comp.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's gonna be the Heineke ball, I guess. Then coming Sunday.
Heineke ball. That's funny. That's crazy. All right. So now Jim Irsay, it's been some trickling coming out the past couple of weeks that if they don't get it together, Frank Reich gonna be out of there. Wishcon's gonna be out of there. Like he's going to clean house if they don't start winning. So the first thing they do, and it doesn't seem like Frank Reich was on board with the benching, in that press conference. Seemed like that was more of a Irsay decision, just like all of these things has been Irsay decision. So, Shilo, how far do you think, or when do you think this thing is going to blow up when Irsay say, you know what, I'm getting rid of everybody and we just going to do a total full rebuild?
I don't know, but what year is this for Frank Reich? Is this like the
year
third?
3.
Year 3?
Yeah.
I think they'll wait till the offseason if they do anything. I personally think they're going to clean house. Man, y'all think about the Colts and their let me say, fortune with QBs. I mean, can we talk about that for like three? I mean, they've had one of the greats ever in Peyton Manning. They had Andrew Luck. They had San Diego Chargers at the time, Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
Uh,
Yep.
I mean, they've had some ballers under center.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you want to go all the way back to the Baltimore Colts, it's just been crazy. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out for one reason or another. Mostly because they haven't been able to protect the quarterback. So I just think that he's probably was not impressed with what he saw out of Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had about 2,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That was his stats.
He throwing the ball like 60 times a game.
Yep, he was throwing a lot of balls. Totally different offense this year than they had Carson Wentz last year, which is interesting. I know that Jonathan Taylor. We'll talk about this later. I know Jonathan Taylor is banged up with like I think he has a high ankle sprain or something, so he's still trying to come back from that.
I think this would be his second game back. Him and Nyheim Hines came back last week. So
yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, my guess. I'm thinking this offseason they're gonna probably go ahead and clean house. They do have an attractive, minus the Matt Ryan situation. Depending on how they end the year, they may have a good draft pick. They do have a decent defense. They got to revamp that offensive line. So maybe a nice job. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty docile media market, so it ain't like crazy like it is out here and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say the moment the season's over, everybody out.
All right, so it's Thursday. We had 2 days of practice. We got some people that was on a DNP. I know River has some things going on with his mom. He's away from the team, but he was back today. So everything is going good with her. Preferably that will continue to be the case. But as far as like injuries, we had a few DNPs yesterday. We had some DNPs today. We got news about Chase Young that it's going to be another week. But Ron said that he will be activated next week. He worked out real hard on Sunday, met with the doctors. They said they want to take it just a little bit slower. I believe he had a workout earlier today. Ron said that he texted him, said everything that went well, back on track. So for him to be for next week to start that 21-day off of the IR. So we can be look forward to seeing Chase Young next week. And I think that game is that the Eagles? No, that's not the Eagles.
Vikings.
The Vikings, the blackout game, right? The Vikings game at FedEx Field. So that's what Chase Young. But CeeLo, who do we have? What did the injury report look like today?
So the injury report for the Washington Commanders did not practice Sadiq Charles, Jahan Dotson, Cole Holcomb, William Jackson III, and Cole Turner. Limited participation is Diami Brown, Logan Thomas, Jonathan Williams, Sam Cosmi, Taylor has a calf. I didn't realize that. Taylor Heineke. And Jonathan Allen, just a rest day. So that's the injury report. Comparatively speaking, for the Colts, Stephon Gilmore didn't practice, just rest. Yannick Ngakoue, rest. Payne and Matt Ryan, of course, did not practice. And Grant Stewart did not practice. And then limited was JoJo Doman. Is it Doman or Doman?
No matter.
Ryan Kelly, Kiki Kude, Zaire Franklin, Shaquille Leonard, Luke Rhodes, and they all were for full participants. So,
yeah, I know Ryan Kelly is a starting center. They say haven't been playing too well.
He is.
Shaquille Leonard is big. I think this is going to be his first game back. So that's going to be something that we need to kind of watch out for. Jahan's like it's going to be another week. Diami, hope he's able to go. Because we'll probably get into this because Cam Sims is nowhere to be found. So that's something we need to get to. Let's get to a couple comments. Steve, one of the hosts of the Command This podcast, a gang, what up, fellas? I wish this could have been a Carson revenge game. Yes, we was all waiting for that. That was something we wanted. We won't get a revenge game with the Colts or the Eagles back at Lincoln Financial. And I'm kind of glad about that because I don't know how that was going to end up. Art says, Ursay says, losing allowed for Stroud.
He's right. These are out.
And I
But
saw, and I saw this.
dudes,
Yeah,
isn't it weird how they covering this? Like they giving the Colts all kinds of grace with this whole benching. They're like, oh, it didn't work out.
big
It's just, and
grace.
I mean, it's like no big. The media is like, oh, Matt Ryan says it's professional. It's just, just go on to the next year. What? If
Yep.
Could you imagine if that was us with
Carson.
Wentz?
Yep.
Oh my god.
It would have been a debacle. Steve, I believe it's Steve, said Ursay and Dan got to throw hands at halftime on the 50-yard line. Yeah, we need like some type of cage match for a halftime show. We got to see that because that's going to be a big thing.
I'm taking Dan going for the ankles.
Yep.
Dan going for the ankles.
Not if he wears Timbs. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right,
man.
so let's get into some keys to the game, some key wins, especially for offense. Give me a couple, South.
We got to block, man. We got to block. I don't like that Trey Turner might start. I'm scared, honestly. Trey Turner and Andrew Norwell together on the same field at the same time scare me a lot. And them boys ran for 163 last week.
Yeah.
So I think we need to do more of that. But I kind of feel like with, if Trey starts, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to think about it because I don't want to see it. But I did see a stat today saying Heineke was pressured more in that Green Bay game than Carson Wentz was the whole season in any game. And it didn't look like it because he was just getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of makes me feel a little bit better. But still, like, I don't want to see it. And also I need the Cole Holcomb thing kind of scares me because them boys are going to try to run the ball with Jonathan Taylor and Sam Ehlinger at Texas. He ran the ball a lot. He's kind of a run first, throw second guy. So I kind of feel like we're going to need Cole for that because the backups are Bostic and Mayo. Like, them guys are slow.
Khalid Hudson.
Khalid Hudson, but like the thing about Khalid that kind of scares me is he's kind of undersized. So like,
he's small.
They decide to go, power, if they decide to go power and he's undersized, I don't like the physics behind that. So those are my two things.
What about you, DT?
For me on offense, just manufactured touches for all the playmakers. The guys last week had a good game with Curtis Samuels getting yards at the catch. Terry was finally getting some targets. Even Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson, they combined for maybe like 30 touches combined with them 150 yards rushing. Even try to get J.D. McKissick in space. I think we can attack this team in space and things like that. Screens, bubbles, reverses, jet sweeps, any ways, just let them touch the ball and use Taylor's mobility against them, right? And then for on defense, I think one thing obvious is I think this is going to be a completely different offense with Sam Ehlinger. I expect a lot of RPOs, QB powers, just things that he did at Texas. So I think for whoever's the mic, like we were talking about, I think Cole Holcomb might be key. I hope he plays because we have to key in on that. And then I think the key factor will be put them in third and longs, not third and fours and fives. You put them at third and nines to 10, 15, stuff like that. I think that gives us a better chance to win.
What about you, CeeLo?
I agree. I think everything that DT said is true, man. I think they're gonna try to run the ball. They're not gonna put him back there slinging it all day. It's gonna be a run first attack, whatever's RPO, if it's just a traditional inside runs, whatever, off tackle, and then they're gonna get Jonathan Taylor going. If he's back and he's not even an injury report, I don't think so. They're gonna try to run him and they're gonna try to test us. And if we're down any of those LBs and we're very thin in that position as it is, it might be a long day. So Sam does have an arm, right? So if he actually gets comfortable at, do a little play action, he might be a wrap. So, we don't have the luxury and the ability to just sit back and, oh yeah, we got this, rookie quarterback, and it's we don't have that level of talent on this football team. So we need guys to step up and stop the run first.
Yeah. What do you think, DT? What do you think the game plan is going to be for our offense and Scott Turner? Or what should it be? I ain't gonna say what what you think it should be. Yeah, because who knows what Turner gonna come out there with.
Yeah, that's why I got the Del Rio and Burner, right? But man, look, I would play keep away just like they would. They're gonna try to play keep away, try to get their defense arrest and things like that. So let's do the same thing, but with Taylor, just move the pocket a little bit more. If we get Logan Thomas back, I think that'll be a big help as well. Go against the other linebacker other than Darius Leonard. And just like I said, man, just get the playmakers in space. Like all these guys can move with the ball in their hands, and we saw that last week with Curtis Samuels on that big third down play when Taylor ran out the pocket. So things like that, man, I think that can help us against this type of defense because I think this defense for the Colts is kind of underrated because they have been, the whole team been playing bad, but they've been held on their own even without Darius Leonard. So I think this is going to be a good test for the offense this week. If we play keep away, hold the ball, approximately 30 minutes to them, maybe 19, that's a good win for us.
It go Arch. Arch always with the glass half full takes. He said, FYI, Sam's was wide open on a play where Taylor Heineke arm was hit. Sam was intended target, might have scored. All right, Cam Sims, you get a pass. What about you, Simon? What type of game plan you think they'll come out for us to be successful?
I see what DT said. And I get it. That's a smart thing to do. But this is one of those teams where if you get out early, the game was gonna be over. Because they don't have the horses to catch up. So if I'm Scott Turner and we got a guy named Terry McLaurin over there on my left side, he getting the ball a lot. He gonna throw it up, dog. Just throw it up, man. I mean, because we saw what happened last week. He was out there, talking his talk against Jair Alexander, and I don't. Who are the Colts corners?
Stephon Gilmore is
Stephon Gilmore.
Kenny Moore.
Stephon Gilmore's old. He's old now. And I said it, and hopefully this will bite me in the butt later, but I don't care. Like Terry, go, go do what you do.
Yeah, man, I kind of agree. I want to take some shots. I want to take some shots early.
I think, I mean, I would try to score. Obviously, obviously every offense trying to score as much as possible, but like air it out, man. Air it out. Get up. Try to get a big lead at the beginning because, like we've all kind of said, Colts are gonna try to run the ball. So like if you force them to pass the ball the rest of the game because they're behind, 16, 18, 20 points, our D-line is the strongest point of our team. So now what? Like what's going to happen? This is one of those games where if them boys can get out ahead, we can comfortably sit on the couch for the rest of the game and sip on water or whatever other beverage that y'all want to sip on. But y'all know I'm going to sip on my water the whole time. That's the kind of game that I want to see. Like we haven't seen it in a while. I think this is one of those teams where it could be possible for us to get up early and just kind of keep scoring. And if they take 8 minutes to score a touchdown, cool. I mean, how many 8-minute drives are there in football game? Not many. So that's how I would do it.
All right. So we got DT. He wants to run the ball. He wants to control the offense. He wants to play keep away. You got South. He wants to air it out early. He wants to get on top. And that's something we haven't. We haven't had a game where we can just sit back and be comfortable. We put up a lot of points and we lead. Where you at with it, CeeLo?
I would love South scenario. That ain't happening, bro. When was the last time we got up on somebody and was like, for like 2 quarters? I'm so serious.
When Carlos Rogers was still playing cornerback for us.
Wow.
Y'all remember that game, right? He had a pick 6. I forgot who it was against. I think it was against San Francisco.
Listen, I would love that. Unfortunately, in these first couple years in this regime, the only games they've been successful in, like genuinely successful in, has been running the football. Trust me, I would love to throw more. And like, I think the approach they tried to take with Carson coming out, remember they were, I think the first week 1, he had like 48 passes or something like that. Now everything wasn't downfield, but 48 passes. I have no problem with that. I prefer the pass in 2022 because this ain't 1982 anymore. However, unfortunately, man, we just don't have it together quite yet at the offensive line position to do some of those things. Like you said earlier, South, or I think it was you, Deuce. This is the most pressure that we gave up, all year so far. But we were able to do better because the quarterback has a little more mobility, and plus he knows the offense. So, can this offensive line, give him, I don't know, 3 seconds or whatever it is to get the ball off? I don't know, man. And I don't know who they have in D line, so I don't know, man. I'm gonna predict that they're going to continue to try to run the football.
And I will say from the game last week, it wasn't like Taylor was like running for his life either.
No, it wasn't.
A couple plays he had to kind of break a tackle here and there, but for the most part, he really had some good protection. Like he had a nice clean pocket the majority of the time. But again, we might get Trey Turner in there, so that's something that we don't want. We don't want that at all. And I think that's gonna be, if we get Trey Turner in there, we're gonna have to. I don't know, South. We might have to run that rock as much as possible.
Behind who though?
That's his strength. I mean, you even take the strength, like you got a strength or a weakness. So hopefully they'll be able to go off tackle, or maybe.
So were the Jaguars that bad? Because it's the same off. I mean, it's like a different game.
It was a lot of quick passes too, though.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Okay. He had a lot of quick passes, so I don't know, man. But as far as our defense, and we've always, through the history of this team, had issues with running quarterbacks, and that's what Sam Ehlinger is, and it's his first career start. He's a 2-year player. He's going to look one read. If it ain't open, he's going to go. I think he's going to be running all over the place. They're going to have some run designs for him, and he's just going to be a scrambling quarterback, and we're going to have to stay in our lanes. I think we did a great job with Jalen Hurts. I think we did a good job with Jalen Hurts, but he was able to beat us in the air. So I would rather have that type of attack, that type of game plan, and say, okay, Ehlinger, you beat us. You don't have as many weapons as they had. I was never too high on Michael Pittman. I always saw him as a low tier number 1 or a high tier number 2. And then they got Paris Campbell, who's been kind of playing his last couple weeks out of 3 years now, 3-4 years. So I'm not too afraid of those guys. But again, we've been beat on big plays by players that's not as good as them. So when it comes to the defense, what type of game plan should we run to be able to be successful on Sunday?
I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Just don't get beat in the air. I like Ben St. Juice. He playing pretty, as far as I'm concerned, Will Jack not on the team no more. He's just not. I mean, he's not on the team no more. I mean, he might be on the roster. You look it up online, his name is there and everything, but
his name is there.
He really not there anymore, because Ron says somebody asked him today, and I was like, hey, is Will Jack coming in? He was like, yeah, we're not sure yet. What you mean you're not sure yet? You the coach, dog. You the head coach.
Yeah.
To me, that means like they're trying to ship him out of there for a grilled cheese sandwich. So whenever somebody offers up a grilled cheese and ham and cheese, or just even some bread for him, he's out of there. Yeah. But as far as everything else goes, I mean, stop the run, make them throw, and we'll be fine, because they got Michael Pittman. I mean, sure, he's all right, but
yeah.
they got Paris Campbell, who had a pretty good game last week. I think he had like 70 yards, but again, like I shaking in my boots? Like no. Who? I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know who else they have. As far as I'm concerned, stop Jonathan Taylor, they're gonna lose the game. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, man, I agree. So DC, what's your plan? I mean, not Chase. I want to say Chase Sweat. Sweat has been balling out these last few weeks, man. I mean, he's been pretty consistent all season, but he just couldn't get home. So it was good for him to get home a couple weeks ago, and he's just been balling out. How important is it going to be for him to stay in his lanes? Him, James Smith-Williams, Casey Hill, and even the D tackles to be able to stay in their lanes, not be too aggressive. Or do you think they should just, like South saying, just do what you've been doing, regardless of the quarterback on that?
To me, when I look at this, I think it varies. Once again, the Colts offensive line is not that good. I mean, the guy that's going to be in front of Montez Sweat is food. He is dinner. He is an early Thanksgiving plate.
Who is it?
Matt Pryor. So he's going to be food for the rest of the game. So I think Sweat is going to easily take that matchup. And then you got the interior as well. That's also a weakness. Jonathan Allen and Payne, those guys, they're going to eat. I think for us is when we get in those short yardage third situations, like 3rd and 4 and 5, those are the most important ones that you got to worry about when he's able to run. Because it's easy to get 5 yards than get like 12 to 13. And if we put them in those 3rd and long situations and even try to get some penalties on them, they're going to hold us because they're not going to stop our defensive line, respectfully. I think they're going to get after the offensive line, cause some mistakes. I'm looking for at least 4 holding penalties in this game. It sounds weird to say that from like that vantage point, but I think they're going to be trying to hold us a lot. And we get a couple of those calls go our way, I think we can take over a game.
Man, 4 holding, yeah. I can see that. I mean, we should have more than 4 every game, man, because they be getting held. CeeLo, what's your feel? And Art said WJ3 is holding Young's roster spot for him. That could be true. The league year is Tuesday. Hopefully they can get a trade. I think it'll be, if they are able to trade him, it's going to be like a day 3 pick probably. I don't think they're going to get anything more than that. Hopefully it's like a 5. Hopefully it'll go past a 5, but
yeah, man,
maybe
it's
5,
gonna be
6.
a 7, man. It's gonna be a 7. Dude.
7, low 7. So that's gonna be something to kind of keep an eye on. Hopefully they're able to move him and get something. Arch also said if they don't move him, he's gonna go to IR, which I can see. I don't see him playing another down for us at all. But go ahead,
it's gonna be
CeeLo,
nasty. Yeah, WJ3 is unfortunate, man. Like if they do IR, they're gonna have to do like an injury settlement or something. He's gonna want to get released. That might get nasty. Anyway, so yeah, man, I think I also don't fear that team offensively, but I do see that I do not want Jonathan Taylor to get healthy on us. Like I don't want. He's been struggling all season so far. I think he's still averaging a little under 4.5 yards a carry, so it's not bad to be injured. So he can still pop him. He's still a beast. So I just don't want him to get healthy against us, man. If you notice, I don't think it's going to be the same. I don't think it's going to be the same defensive plan against the Packers. The Colts have a much better run offense than the Packers do. It flows through Aaron Rodgers, obviously. So we remember all we had was 4 down linemen the whole time. And Ron said it. We had a light box, so we either had 2 linebackers in a nickel or 2 linebackers and a viper. It was a very light box, and we were able to stop them for the most part in the ground game. I don't see that being the case here. I expect you may actually see David Mayo a little bit more. You may see 5 down linemen. I just think that knowing Jack Del Rio, He's a very conservative defensive coordinator, so he's going to want to be in the best position possible to stop the run if he thinks the run is the most important part of their scheme. And then maybe he doesn't, adjust from there. So I expect 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and they're just going to rock with that. And I'm okay with that. Our secondary might get tested a little bit, but I'm not worried, man. I am not afraid of Sam. I know that's probably sacrilegious to say because we love those no-name quarterbacks, but I feel like he's not going to be able to keep up with us, and we're going to be able to confuse him a little bit and be able to get to him. So,
any key matchups? Like, I think one of the ones like South kind of brought up about Stephon Gilmore. I don't think he's a follow your best receiver over the field type of guy, but it don't matter who they put on him. I believe this game, man, especially coming off the last game. I'm looking. My key matchup is Terry McLaurin against that secondary. What about you, South?
It depends. I don't know if they're gonna be spying Sam a lot in this game. If they do, I would think it would be like Cam Curl doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cam Curl would be doing it. I think Cam Curl versus whoever is the matchup I'm looking for. Just because ever since he's been back in the lineup,
Was that Mo Ali Cox? I think.
Oh, is it Mo Ali Cox? They're tight
yeah,
end.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man, all right. I need to change my answer. I'm gonna go St. Jude's versus Pittman then, because they probably have a pretty similar. Because Pittman's a bigger receiver, St. Jude's is a bigger corner. He's been doing pretty good job with those guys, so that would probably be he's got to shut him down. Like, not that I would think that Pittman would go off anyway, but like he needs to not let anything happen over there.
Yeah. Key matchup, DT?
Key matchup for offense would be running backs and tight ends versus their linebackers. I think this could be a game outside of Darius Leonard. They can make some plays in the passing game to help out Taylor Heineke. And then for the defensive side, I think that's a good matchup. So I'll just bring up St. Juice versus Michael Pittman. This is a type of wide receiver you would like to see St. Juice go up against. Big, tall, lanky wide receivers that can see he press at the line. I think if we take, obviously, to me, we take Pittman away. Nobody in that passing game really fears me.
Yeah.
Even Pittman don't fear me, but you take them away, who else they're going to throw to? They're going to have to find a way to scheme the ball in space and scheme to playmakers.
I agree. What about you, CeeLo?
Who's their linebacker? Shaquille Leonard?
Derek, yeah.
He goes by Shaquille now. Everybody been calling him Darius for the past 5 years. He wanted to change it.
Yeah.
So I agree with DT, man. If now he's a beast. The last time I checked, I think he's pretty good. So our linebacker, someone like him against Antonio Gibson, that'd be a nice little matchup of, typically you would like to see Gibby against a linebacker, but that might be a more even competition than we may think. So I'm looking forward to something like that. I'm looking forward to maybe using that as out to our advantage. You may see Curtis a little bit more than you would normally. So I don't think they can, because I remember a few times last week you saw Gibby and Brian Robinson in the backfield. You saw Gibby, and then you saw Curtis Samuel in the backfield. You saw so many combinations of people literally in the backfield, right next to Taylor Heineke. I kind of like that look because they don't know who's going to get the ball. They don't know what you're doing with it. So similar kind of concept. So I want to see linebackers against the running backs would be nice.
All right. So breakout player of the game. Who's going to be the breakout player of the game? We're going to do defense first. We'll just stay with you, CeeLo. Breakout defensive player of the game.
Breakout. Okay. I'm going to say Jamin Davis. He's going to get lucky against his rookie quarterback. He's going to get some flutters. He may get a pick. And I feel like Jamin is going to be a good position to really, really pop today or Sunday. just because of the situation, right? I think he's getting a little bit of momentum. He's been playing real well, getting real comfortable in the run game. So you may get either a strip sack or a fumble recovery or some kind of turnover to get the ball rolling. I'm gonna say Jamin.
Yeah, because I think he has been progressing each week. It seems like he's just getting better and better. Like I've said, man, hopefully the expectation he could have did that last year, but that's okay. He's doing it now, right?
Yep.
But he still hasn't had that. We're gonna talk about Jamin first type of game, right? And
Exactly.
I want him to have that game, man. I want him to have that type of momentum, especially going into with the Vikings, because man, they got Dalvin Cook up there. So just to be able to have this game up against Jonathan Taylor. So hopefully Jamin Davis can be able to have this breakout game, his first career breakout game.
I would love to see him covering like a back or a tight end and get an interception, because that means he's showing his athleticism.
Yeah,
he's trailing the guy, and he gets a pick. And he gets a pick.
Hopefully it's in the zone or something. Hopefully it's in the zone. You get like a tip. All right, what about you, South? Who do you think is gonna have a breakout game?
On defense, I gotta go with Defoe. I think Defoe. We haven't heard too much from Defoe since what was that Titans game? Was that Titans game?
Yeah, he hasn't done nothing that
Jaguars.
pops out.
Was it the Jaguars?
He got the interception.
Yeah. So
he hasn't done nothing to pop out, but he's been playing real good.
He's been playing real well. I know I don't like PFF that much, but him and Cam Curl apparently rated top 5 safeties in the league right now.
Under 25. Yeah.
So I think Defoe, has one of those type games where I know if Slim's watching, he put Bobby McCain out of here,
Put him no mercy person.
Yeah, mercy so we'll see.
What about you, DT? Who you got?
We can do 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to get it up there. So for me on defense, I want to say St. Juice. I think this is going to be his coming out party, like his big coming out where everybody in the league is going to be like, did y'all see the corner for Washington play? Like, this guy is going to be a big star in the making. Good matchup for him this week against Michael Pittman. And for Brian Robinson, I think this could be his first 100-yard game in the NFL.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
That's a good one.
It's going to be nice. We was on defense. This is what you did the other day, too.
Man. I know, but that's why I asked 2. I was like, bro,
I thought you were talking about 2 on defense.
No, I think everybody on defense is going to eat, but I think St. Juice is one that's going to shine the biggest.
All right, so we got DT's offense already. Brian Robinson. Who you got, South, on offense?
I got to say B-Rob, too,
Okay.
I got to say B-Rob just because I think he's like getting more comfortable with what he's supposed to be doing, hitting the holes when he's supposed to hit them. Because there's a couple of times where he's not. He went to the wrong hole. It reminded me of Antonio Gibson. But I think this is it. If he's gonna do something, do it on Sunday.
What about you, CeeLo?
I'm gonna say Heineke.
That's right.
I'm gonna go with Heineke, man. Yeah. I feel like, as a quarterback, you're looking for them to make the right play, the right reads, the right calls. Even if they run throwing for what he did, under 200 yards, that's okay, man. Just make the right play, get everybody in the right position. I feel like, unfortunately, that's what we've been missing the last couple of weeks. Nothing against Wentz, he just doesn't know, what he doesn't know. And so I think it's gonna be Heineke. He's gonna have to lead this team.
I'm gonna go with Gibby. I do think Brian Robinson goes off, but I think after the game Gibby had last week, his confidence and the confidence that Taylor has in him, either between him or McClung, like one of them is going to go off, right? Like 2 touchdowns.
You think he brings one back? He take one to the crib off a kick return?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I would love that, man. I would love because he be like 2 blocks off, man. Like he be hitting the holes right. You know what I'm saying? Run off his blocks, but all he needs is a couple more blocks on a lot of those kick returns. So hopefully he only has one chance to do it though. But
he said it today, actually. He said he's been real close.
Yeah, he has. You see it. It'd be just a couple blocks off, man. But like I said, hopefully he only has one opportunity to return a kickoff. All right, so let's do score predictions. Let's do some score predictions. Let's start with you, DT. What's your score prediction?
By the fact it's going to be his first start, and we really don't have tape on him, they're going to probably get a couple of gadget plays and things like that. But I think eventually the defensive line starts to turn up a little bit. Heineke and the run game and the offense get it clicking. I got us winning 23-13.
Okay, what you got, South?
31-10.
My goodness, he's ready.
You want smooth sailing.
Smooth, man.
You want a smooth sailing. You don't want to be no anxiety.
We trying to get at least 20, at least 21 in the first half.
Yeah.
What you got, CeeLo?
Hey, I was just looking it up. There's only been one kick return for TD all season, whole league.
In the NFL?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Who
it was
was
Delvin Duvernay.
Duvernay
Evan
Duvernay
Oh,
from the
oh.
Ravens.
Devin Duvernay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's Sam Ehlinger's teammate.
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm gonna say, so we struggle scoring, right? So I'm gonna say 17-24 Washington.
Yeah, I got 17-13 Washington.
17-13. Come on, guys.
17-13 Washington, man. Man, yeah, man. I just, it's we just gotta see, man. 17-13.
We scored what? What we scored last week? 24?
23, 21.
Yeah,
We should have had that
23-21.
touchdown. Like they got in the red zone, they didn't score. So like,
Yeah.
They have issues in the red zone.
And Arch said he missed one to Cam Sim, so should have had another one.
I'm saying, so like, you add those up, we in the 30s,
just
almost
wanna
approaching 40s.
I just added up, huh?
Just add up the ifs.
Hey man, 31-10, man. 31-10.
Just
We
add up
need
the
it.
ifs. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, man. Yeah, man. So any last comments before we get out of here, man?
Hey man, we just need to score some points, man. CeeLo, I hope you're wrong. Deuce, I hope you're wrong too. 'Cause if I don't know how many games as a fan I can sit through that 17-14, 17-12, 17-13. That's hard. That's hard on my heart, man. I don't know, man. I just want a couple of these games where I'm just, hanging out, having a good time, texting my buddies, like, hey man, what's going on?
Maybe to look at Twitter a little bit. No matter if it's
talking
a little
that
ahead
talk,
of the time. You know
preparing
what I'm
myself for the week, winner circle only,
Hey, nah, but see, look, as soon as you look at Twitter, next thing you know, they do something dumb. Then they down by
That's
3
what I'm
points.
saying.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
That's what
I usually stay off Twitter until it says 0-0-0 in the fourth quarter because it's not pretty. I know.
Mm-mm. What you got? Anything for you? Last comment, CeeLo?
That's right.
Let's ride.
Ah,
Let's ride. Let's ride. Again, man, I thank you all for coming on, man. South, appreciate you for stopping by. You welcome.
Sir.
Anytime. I know it's a busy schedule of yours. I know it's hard to get with because you're always on the move. You might be in Dubai one weekend and you might be in London one weekend. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go back out there, man.
Paris.
I gotta go back to Europe, man. Europe's cool. But yeah, man, I'm available. I've been a little bit busy. My cousin getting married on Saturday, so I've been running around doing that.
Nice.
Shout out
man.
Todd if you
That's
watch
dope.
this.
Dope.
Yeah, man, I got a destination wedding. I'll be leaving Sunday when we coming back to Friday. So we just got to see about the show. Maybe we can do some audio while I'm chilling out on the beach or something. I don't know.
Wait,
I'll
you're
reach
leaving
out,
on
let y'all
Sunday?
know. Sunday morning. Yep.
You gonna be able to watch the game?
Yeah, man. I got all my apps. I got my NFL.
Hey man,
Got-
I hope you have
got-
internet wherever you're at.
Are you going across the pond? Or are you going like domestic?
Yeah. We're going to Ocho Rios. So
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
that internet Wi-Fi
I know,
be a
I know.
little sketchy.
Actually, I think. Let me see. I think it's an early flight too. I'm gonna be in Atlanta around 11.
I better know situations plenty of time. I'm like,
it's gonna be tough.
nah,
We're
you
gonna
good.
see though. I'm gonna try though. I'm definitely gonna
course.
try.
Of course.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So that's it, man. I thank all of you out there. Hold on, let me see. You got a count. Who is this? Oh, look, Riri. Let's ride. Let's ride. Riri. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Y'all
That's
leave
right.
that alone, man.
That's right. That dude was on a plane. He was on a plane working
Man,
out.
he is the definition of corny, bro.
Oh
I would
my
jack them up,
gosh.
bro.
Could you
The
imagine being his
definition.
teammates and them trying to sleep and he over there like running down
I'll jack
the
that
aisle,
joke up,
bro?
I swear.
They probably
I'll
couldn't
be
sleep. He
sleeping.
probably he probably doing all
Bro.
that up the aisle and everything.
And you know he's probably hitting that Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. Unlimited.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Oh, that's so funny,
Oh,
bro.
man.
That's so funny.
Thank y'all out there for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Thank all the comments coming from Arch, from Riri, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening. We know your time is very valuable for you to spend with us. We appreciate it. I am Deuce. This is Redzone Lab Podcast with CeeLo and DT with our guest South. I think South came on here for a reason for somebody to see him, but that's a whole different story. Thank you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.